Youth Academy Martial Arts and Family Fitness Center celebrated their 50th anniversary just a couple weeks ago. Now, I used to do a little bit of martial arts when I was younger, and I hung up my belt for a little bit, but today I got to join in on the fun and see what the Academy is all about. The Amelia Earhart Hanger Museum is presenting 2 special programs next week. As Northwest students are preparing to enter the workforce, Career Day is setting them up with networking opportunities. All of this is food that could have just been tossed away, but one local organization, Crossing Outreach, is using it to help those in need. Hi, I'm here at the Hamid Circus, and while the show does not start until 7, I am going to be a part of the Globe of Death. After 13 years of serving the city of Maryville, City Manager Greg McDaniel is moving on. I caught up with McDaniel as he prepares to leave his role as city manager. The nursing department at Missouri Western State University and student volunteers from the department led the annual and immersive training camp for educating children. I visited the camp Monday afternoon to see what they are learning. Local Hispanic business owners sat down with me to discuss how the businesses got started and how the businesses have grown since. La Mesa started in 1993 by a California family moving to St. Joseph after previously working in a Mexican restaurant. The family was from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico.
And the community been growing more and more. After a few years right here in St. Joseph, the business was very successful and they have enough people working for La Mesa.
Which was enough to expand the restaurant to different locations.
So they moved to Omaha, Nebraska, and they start to open more locations over there. A lot of people can see that La Mesa is different in other restaurants, 9 locations in Omaha, but St. Joseph is the first one, the original La Mesa.
In keeping the restaurant successful, co-owner Stanley Urbina says those key factors are fresh food and quality customer service. Another local business, Tienda de la Estrella, started in 2007 on King Hill.
5 o 6 años y de allí me mudé aquí a la Frederick. A 1201 Frederick, allí duré 10 años y ahora ya estoy aquí en la 905.
Owner Lucy Timmerman saying she thought of the store when she was working at Triumph Foods.
Y de allí empecé a ver que había mucha comunidad hispana y pues ellos me decían que necesitaban productos y así me animé yo a abrir una pequeña tienda.
And Tienda La Estrella hasn't always been on North 22nd. It has continuously grown throughout the streets of St. Joseph over the years.
Poder traer más productos, ¿verdad? Porque mis otras tiendas eran chiquitas. Sí. Aquí sigo y aquí estoy para seguir pues con el negocio y que ayudar a la comunidad.
The store having products well known to many different Latin communities, Mexicans, Cubans, Puerto Ricans, and more. Urbina is saying the city needs to have more experience in different cultures, and having Hispanic businesses like these allow that, and especially businesses giving the Hispanic community a chance to have a piece of their own culture here without traveling a great distance.
And a lot of people is moving to St. Joe, as far as I can see, on this community, Hispanic community. So they need to have a local business right here.
When you take a look at who you're following on social media, do you think, is this good for me? Investing in positive and empowering content affects young viewers, especially for girls. Taking a look at some sports figures on social media, I sat down with female athletes in the school district to see why it matters. Why it matters to have empowering women impact young viewers.
Alex Pfeiffer from Casey Current. She's like a 17-year-old, and that's really young considering pro sports right now. So I think of her a lot as like a soccer icon to think up to, that she's so young yet she's like reached all these goals.
I think of Caitlin Clark because she's like changed the basketball world and like inspires younger athletes to be like her.
My person was Simone Biles because she really spreads awareness for mental health during sports when she quit doing the Olympics for her mental health to prioritize herself.
It's nice having someone to look up to because you can be like, I want to do that, like I want to be better.
Athletes collectively agreeing on a big factor of seeing women like Alex Pfeiffer or Caitlin Clark as role models on social media is relatability.
Cool. I feel like there's a lot of things that you have to deal with on a daily basis as a student athlete with all the work and then practice after school or games or whatever. So it's nice to see that other people have mental challenges and how they work through them.
There are a lot of hardships that come along with doing sports, especially as being girls. Like sometimes girls get overlooked as they're doing their sports.
And how do they get overlooked?
I just think like the focus is mainly on like men's sports, and everyone cares about men's sports and not women's. And I think like the athletes being online and stuff brings more attention to the sport they play.
Even being able to learn from these older athletes and seeing the growth in women's athletics over the years.
I think I've learned that girls have a chance too. It's not all about men in sports. Like, for example, the WNBA. They've come a long way. It's not just NBA. Like, a lot of people are watching girls' sports.
Not only do empowering women in sports have a lasting impact on young athletes, but all girls that look up to them and are scrolling through social media. Reporting in studio, Alexis Kuhnert, KQ2 News. At some point, you might be thinking of whether or not it's time to put a loved one into senior care, and that can be a difficult decision. There's different types of senior care too, depending on the level of assistance your loved one needs. When it comes down to a decision, it's all about getting them the proper care.
They may say, well, I think their memory's slipping, or I don't think they're eating well, they've lost weight. So that is an indication that, well, they're not getting really good care at home. And we'd ask them, well, who's taking care of them now?
It might be independent living, assisted living, or memory care.
We'd like to ask them, well, what does your life look like? What is your daily routine? And why do you think assisted living might be good for you?
For 105-year-old veteran Carl David Payton, he gets on his own.
I don't get that much service. I do my own room, I take my own showers.
In making the decision, Hampton says to take a look around, just walk in to see the facility and see what it's like.
When you walk in, you're going to see, are the residents happy? Are the staff having fun? Are they happy? Are they caring? Did somebody greet you with a smile?
All of these, Hampton says, are good things to look out for. Even see what kind of activities are posted for the day, what your loved one might enjoy.
They have bingo and different things, and yesterday we sat around the table and I forget what we played, and then in the theater we always have movies.
But of course, leaving what you know can be difficult.
There's always emotion to leaving their home, to thinking that they're going to live someplace else. But many people, this should be part of their decision too.
Hampton says guilt can be common among families when placing a loved one into a senior care facility.
We encourage the family to go to support groups because it's an adjustment for the family, because they may have promised mom or dad, I'm never going to put you anywhere, I'll keep you at home forever, and the situations change and they're not able to do that.
To ease that guilt, finding the time to visit often can help. Facilities like this can bring support that your family feels they can no longer offer. Reporting in studio, Alexis Kuhnert, KQ2 News.